Very good evening and welcome to the midweek edition of Prime TV News and also the first for the month of May. I'm Ishara Nautuna. Let's get started with the top stories for the day. All the information on extremists to be disclosed soon. A haul of weapons seized from Samanture. More search operations continue. The 26th death commemoration of late President Ranasinghe Premadasa marked. The cabinet approval given to raise minimum wage of private sector employees. Japan's new emperor takes up his post. Let's get started with your top stories for the day. President Maithripala Sirisena said the people should commit themselves to strengthen mutual reconciliation. Issuing a May Day message, the president said no sector could prosper without the help of the working people. It is a day on which the legendary voice of a group of gallant workers sacrificed their lives while demanding to limit the daily working period to 8 hours. In his message, the president says today symbolizes the fair expectations of the working class strengthened due to that historical occurrence. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said the dignity of labour will be upheld as the country moves forward, healing the wounds of the past. The Premier says the international celebration of the working class falls this year at a time of great sorrow. Sri Lanka still feels the pain and suffering caused by the atrocious Easter Sunday terror attacks. The destruction was immense, with many innocent lives lost and many seriously wounded. The impact of this unexpected attack on humanity is colossal and will reverberate for a long time. The Prime Minister noted that the country was steadily overcoming socio-economic and political challenges when it occurred. He added that it's clear that the aim of the terrorists was to overturn our achievements and create instability in the country. The Prime Minister highlighted that the working masses stand much to gain from peace and reconciliation. Minister Rajitha Senaratne pledges to disclose details about the elements who are linked with the terrorist organisation. The minister said that the killers of the 2 police constables in Batticaloa were supported by 4 former army officers. He added that they have been identified as supporters of former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He added that the intelligence units during the previous regime had paid 26 individuals of the Tawhid Jamaat. Rajitha Senaratne added that a former Major General had coordinated the individuals and made the payments. He stressed that all the information pertaining to activities behind the scene will be divulged in 1 month. A series of search operations was conducted island-wide today as well. The army conducted a search operation at the Mallar area in Samanture today. The army was able to recover a haul of explosives and weapons during the search operation, including 148 T-56 ammunitions, 2 pistols, 200 gelignite sticks, 200 detonators, 46 wire cords, 20 pistol ammunitions, and 8 normal ammunitions. According to the security forces, an army uniform and 100 kilograms of ammonia were also found from the Mallar area. The search operation was conducted using police dogs. Meanwhile, 13 suspects were arrested in a raid conducted in the Akurana area. 3 swords, posters, fake identity cards were taken into custody. The army and police conducted the raid with the support from the Muslim community in Akurana. Security forces arrested 5 suspects in a search operation implemented in Kotiyakumbura in Kegol. 11 petrol bombs, 2 swords and 2 communication sets were seized from the suspects. Meanwhile, a suspicious Maulavi was arrested in a search operation done in the Mathura town. According to security forces, a stock of magazines with extremist content was seized in the possession of the Maulavi. 6 swords were found in a garbage tractor in Pathaheva Hatta. The swords had been broken into pieces and thrown to the garbage tractor. 6 motorbikes were seized in a raid conducted by the police in the Deltota town. The motorbikes were found in a shop that had been abandoned. A haul of explosives were found from the Silmiapura area in Valimada. The raid was conducted on a tip-off received by the intelligence unit of the Valimada police. A suspect named Mohammad Sattar Abdul Salam has been arrested with explosives. A stock of army uniforms were found in a search operation carried out at the Demodara area in Badulla. The army uniforms were found inside a shop of the Demodara area and police conducted a comprehensive search operation in the town. The security forces were able to remove a live hand grenade safely from Namal Viharya in Galnava. The bomb was found next to the distilled water pump fixed in front of the temple. A small-scale hand bomb was also found near the Moragol Lagama railway station. 72 army uniforms were found in a house at the Pottakumura area in Ahaliagoda. A suspect was also apprehended with the army uniforms. President of the Vallava branch of the National Tawheed Jamaat was taken into custody. A large number of DVDs, 6 swords and some other suspicious equipment were also seized. President Maithripala Sirisena has instructed the commanders of the Tri-Forces and the IGP to deploy additional personnel to ensure the safety of all religious places and schools as necessary. The 26th commemoration of late President Ranasinghe Premadasa held under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The 26th commemoration ceremony of the late President Ranasinghe Premadasa was held in front of the Premadasa statue near the Halfstorf Court Complex today. Speaker Karu Jayasuriya, ministers and MPs, Mrs. Hema Premadasa and others participated in this event. The President paid honours to the statue of Premadasa, offering a bouquet of flowers. Mayor of the Colombo Municipal Council, Rosie Senanaika, also offered floral tribute. Meanwhile, special religious observances was held at the Gangarama Viharya of Hunupitia to mark the 26th death anniversary of late President Ranasinghe Premadasa. Venerable Galigamu Nyanadi Pathera delivered a sermon. The Cabinet Ministers has granted approval to amend the Act on minimum wage of private sector employees. Currently, the minimum wage of the private sector employees is 10,000 rupees and minimum daily payment is 400 rupees. The National Labour Council has recommended to increase minimum monthly wage to 12,500 rupees and daily payment to 500 rupees. Meanwhile, the Cabinet approval has also been granted to strengthen security of air passengers. Accordingly, the government will purchase high-tech equipment to inspect baggage and other stuff of air passengers sophisticatedly. A committee has been appointed to give recommendations to rejuvenate the tourism industry in Sri Lanka that was badly hit by the Easter Day terrorist attack. The Cabinet of Ministers has granted its approval to appoint 6 ministers to the committee. A memorandum of understanding will be reached between the Tea Research Institute of Sri Lanka and Michigan University of the USA. The new agreement will facilitate to obtain technological know-how from the US to the tea industry. Multi-stage project will be implemented to mitigate influences from the climatic changes. The project will be carried out within time span of 8 to 10 years. The Cabinet has granted its approval to obtain $790 million investment for the project. The government has decided to construct a multi-story housing project in the vicinity of Berry Lake. The project is carried out with the view of turning Berry Lake area to a commercial city. The Cabinet approval has been granted to acquire 88 purchase of land to the National Housing Development Authority to carry out the initiative. Parliamentarian Mujibur Rahman says the Counter-Terrorism Act was presented in Parliament in 2018, identifying possible threats from global terrorism. Mujibur Rahman was speaking at a media briefing held in Colombo today. He added that the draft bill of the counter-terrorism attack was prepared widely consulting the experts. Mujibur Rahman further noted that opposition politicians, including Professor G.L. Piris, level various allegations on the draft bill without a firm foundation. He added that during the previous regime, extrajudicial activities took place to counter terrorism. But such measures cannot be adopted by the present government, and hence the counter-terrorism bill was presented in the House. Addressing the press briefing, parliamentarian Ashumar Singh said that private education division of the Ministry of Higher Education is responsible on private higher education institutes. He added that no education institute has been set up under the label of Sharia Institute. No UGC endorsement has been given to the said higher education institute is being constructed in the East. Ashumar Singh emphasized that a vigorous investigation is being conducted regarding the institute. The extremely severe cyclonic storm Fani is located over west central and southwest Bay of Bengal to the northeast of Sri Lanka, about 670 kilometers northeast of Trincomalee. It is likely to move north-northeastwards while moving away from the island towards the Odisha coast of India. Cloudy skies, strong winds and showery conditions are expected to continue over the island and surrounding sea areas. Strong winds up to 60 kilometers per hour can be expected over the island, particularly in central hilly areas, northern, north-central, Uva and southern provinces, and in Puttalam, Trincomalee and Batticaloa districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times over Sabaragamuwa, central, southern, western, Uva and northwestern provinces. Heavy falls, about 100 millimeters, can be expected at some places in the above provinces. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places elsewhere. General public, naval and fishing communities are requested to be attentive about future advisories issued by the Department of Meteorology in this regard. A group of Russian tourists arrived in Sri Lanka, showcasing improved security situation in the country. A group of 50 Russians arrived in the island this morning by a Russian air flight. The team will be touring in Sri Lanka for 12 days. They are scheduled to visit Hikkadua, Valigama, Bentota and Sigiriya.
I think that the situation is normal now, but we see a lot of armed people in the airport. And weather is good. It is so hot. We're waiting for our bus. I think we will have good holiday, I hope.
2 people have been killed in a road accident that took place at the Galvatiava in Trincomalee. The accident resulted as a tipper collided with a small lorry. 2 brothers who were traveling in the lorry were killed on the spot. 3 people who were injured in the incident, including the driver of the tipper, were admitted to the Tambalagamuwa and Kantale hospitals. The deceased were 24 and 25 years old residents of the Kandana area. That's all we have for you today. You can visit itnnews.lk for more information. Till then, stay safe and sending positive vibes your way. I'm Ishara Nautuna. Good night.